Hi guys, welcome back to the Den. This week on the Den, I'm counting down my top 3 local legends. Number 3. Kiefer Mansion. Subject of many paranormal investigation shows and reported ghost sightings, the Kiefer Mansion is number 3. Built in 1886, the Kiefer Mansion went through several changes throughout its history. Originally built as a log cabin back in 1792, it was demolished to make room for a new family home for the Kiefer family. It took just over a year to complete construction on the home, and at the time it was reported to be one of the most splendid homes opened in 1886 between Toronto and Rochester. Due to unpaid property taxes, the house was seized by the Canada Permanent Loan and Savings Company in 1894 and was later purchased in 1904. The house had several tenants throughout its history, including author T.F. Patterson. It was later turned into a medical hospital with a prime focus on maternity. However, it was also used to house other ill patients. There have been several reported sightings of ghosts on and throughout the property, most famously when it was used as the main station for a local college radio station. After workers left for the evening, they locked up as usual. Upon returning to work the next day, there was no indication of vandalism or attempted entry from the outside of the building. However, upon entering the building, they discovered all the tapes, CDs, and equipment was strewn around as though somebody had ransacked the place. A few years ago, the house was restored back to its former glory and is now in full operation as a luxury inn, making it the perfect stop for anybody looking for a creepy night out.
I do not like this room. I know that at one point this was a hospital. This to me feels like it would have been the morgue. It's just really creepy. It feels like death. It's very closed in.
Number 2. The Blue Ghost Tunnel. Growing up in Niagara, it was a rite of passage to go with a group of friends to the Blue Ghost Tunnel and see who was brave enough to enter. Built in the spring of 1875, the tunnel was designed as a safe passage for trains to take underneath the canal instead of the traditional bridges that were being used at the time. The tunnel spans 665 feet with an arch of 16 feet wide and 18 feet high, a feat never before accomplished in the area. Over the course of the build, 3 deaths were reported, the most notable being an incident where a 14-year-old Irish immigrant was crushed under the weight of large stones. By the time the construction was completed, it was already outdated as the Great Western Railway Company began using double tracks for safety and efficiency. On January 3, 1903, 2 trains going full speed collided at the west end of the tunnel, killing both firemen of both trains. The tunnel was still used until the 1930s when a newer, more modern double-track spring bridge was built. Number 1. Fort George. One of the most famous and notorious sightings for paranormal activity in Niagara happens to be one of the largest tourist attractions around. Originally built between 1796 and 1799, Fort George served as the headquarters for the Centre Division of the British Army during the War of 1812. On the morning of May 25, 1813, American soldiers destroyed all but one building within the fort, capturing the site for 7 months. As their force had dwindled down to a small handful of militia, Brigadier General George McClure of the New York Militia ordered a retreat across the Niagara River in a fear of retaliation from British troops. He ordered the town of Niagara to be burned, torching over 130 homes, leaving roughly 400 people without shelter. In the 1930s, the site was reconstructed to its original design and has become a hot tourist spot for both history buffs and ghost hunters alike. Every spring and fall, Fort George hosts the original ghost tour of Niagara. However, private tours are also available for those looking for a more investigative experience. Alright, so that's it for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed my local legends. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day, and take care.